learning. So, God is really good. Like, y'all, I'm telling you, God is just really good. So, He's been giving me this word, and I'm just going to share this word because, you know, I feel relatively positive that I'm not the only person on the planet that would deal with this kind of thing. So, He has just been so good at dumping this on me this week. Just that my identity is not in whatever illness I may have or whatever mistakes that I have made. My identity is not in who my mom and dad say that I am. It's not in who my identity is not in my children. My mom is really glad for that. I'm sure that her identity is not in her children. Anyway, my identity is not in my children. There are so many things that we can get caught up in and think, oh, that's just who I am. That's who I am. Whoa. What I am, the Lord has revealed to me, and is just pouring love on me like crazy, is I'm a child of God. I'm forgiven, and I'm redeemed, and I'm delivered, and I am His. I am His. Nothing else besides that matters. Nothing else besides that matters. I am to reflect the glory of God because I am His child. My parents really did try to instill in me that when I leave the house, I reflect our family. And while I heard it and I understood it, I didn't care. But I want to reflect who God is now that I'm an adult. I care. I want to reflect that I'm a child of the King. I want my identity to be solely in Him. I did not accept Christ to get a ticket to heaven. I've been listening to Dan Miller. Holy smokes. Anyway, and he said something that just really resonated, that you don't come to Christ for a ticket to heaven. You come to Christ for a transformation. Why in the world do we settle for a ticket when we can have a transformation, a total transformation? We don't have to be the person that we were before we went underwater and were baptized. We don't have to be the same person that we were before Christ. We shouldn't be, Lord have mercy, don't let me be the person that I was before I knew who Christ was. Transformed my heart. I want my heart to be transformed and my mind to be transformed. I want my eyes to be transformed. I want to see people the way that He sees people and love the way that He loves. I miss the mark on that every now and then. And by every now and then, I mean every now and then. But, man, that's the goal. And if I just solely focused on the things that I messed up on and the people that I've offended or hurt or whatever, not that you shouldn't make that right. You should totally make that right if you, there is one particular person in my life that I happen to offend just like on the regular, unintentionally, totally unintentionally, and it's a relative, of course. Anyway, I don't even usually know it until way later. Like, I don't see it in the moment, but I hear it later. And seriously, 50% of our conversations are me saying, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Because the other half of our conversations apparently are me offending them. So, you should always make that right. But that doesn't identify who I am. It doesn't say Emily's just an offensive person. Emily is just, rude or mean or unthoughtful. I could easily identify with some of those, but I'm not. I refuse. I'm not. I can Google 100 ways how not to get to, Colorado. But it's not going to help me get to Colorado. If I focus on every negative thing and everything that I've done wrong and everything that I mess up, that's not going to help me get to the goal. If I focus on Christ, if I Google directions to Colorado, how to get there, that's what's going to help me. If I go to Christ and I am just soaking in His love and His instruction and His words and His love for us is intense. Sorry, that face was really intense. It is, it's so intense. But when we focus on what we are and who we are, that was really loud. When we focus on those things, that is what gets us there. Don't focus on, I don't want to focus on all the things that I've done that people could say, oh, Emily. And there's a lot of things. Believe you me, trust me, there's a lot of things. I want to focus on what God says. And what God says is, girl, you are forgiven. You have repented and you are mine. And I have redeemed you for me, for my purpose, for my love, for my glory. That's who I am. And that's what I want to focus on. I want to be so in love with Jesus that when I walk by, people are like, oh, she is dripping Jesus. Have you ever met someone like that? I totally have, like 2 people in my entire life. But you meet them and you just think, man alive, that's got to be what Jesus looks like on the inside. So anyway, that's the word. And I was super excited about it because seriously, I have lived way too much of my life in condemnation and what I've done wrong and the mistakes that I make. And I am so ready to just live in the love of Jesus. I am so ready to live as his daughter and his creation. I'm so ready to just live out whatever he has for me to live out. I'm stoked. I'm excited. And I wanted to share that with you guys. There's a song called Move. I'm not going to sing it.
In a quarter mile, merge onto I.
I'm pretty sure I wasn't supposed to turn there. Maybe I was. No. That's ridiculous. It shouldn't mess with people with attention deficit. Sometimes GPS just messes with you. Just saying. Or maybe not you. Me. It messes with me. Okay. I have like 7 miles before I have to turn. I think he's just trying to meet a word limit today. But anyway. Totally forgot what I was saying. Oh, a song. There's a song called Move. I think it's called Move from Bethel. And I don't know how to put stuff on here, and I can't sing all that, but you should really look it up. It's beautiful. It talks about how the Spirit is going to move and how we are ready for the Spirit of God to move. Like, just come on through. We are ready. Because he's powerful and he lives in us, which makes us what? Oh, yeah, powerful. So anyway, okay, I'm done ranting. I hope you guys have the best day, like such a great day. Just remember that God absolutely adores you, adores you, adores you, adores you. Okay, bye.